The batch save function in ShutterStream product photography software allows users to output a single or a set of images with predefined specs. Let's dive into this feature. Right now we're in the main image viewing window of ShutterStream, and you can see we have 6 different thumbnails along the bottom. What I will do is select the images I wish to output. I'll select the first, hold shift, and select the last and do a batch output. I will next select the batch save icon in the top right corner, and this will open up the batch saving preferences. Inside of here, users can define settings for their images during the output sequence. First and foremost, we're going to see file name. We're going to enter a unique name for the product. It is suggested to put a dash or an underscore or a placeholder after the name that will sit between the name and the sequential naming. The next will be the output path. Users can browse and select different output path folders if required. We'll choose our My Product Images folder. Next, we have sequential naming. Basically what this will be is, as we're outputting multiple images, it will name them sequentially. So it'll be, as selected right now, 01, it will be 01 through 06. That sequential naming will come after the file name. Next, what we have here is the image format output option. Users can choose from JPEG, PNG, TIFF, webP, or RAW images. Note with RAW images, if you wish to output RAW images, you must shoot with your camera in RAW capture mode. For the purpose of this demo, we're going to output JPEG. Also note, users can define their quality settings. It's a slide bar here, and you can see the quality. The higher number, the more quality that will be retained. It is suggested, if using for web quality, to come in with a quality right around 85. If doing print media, you might want to go a bit higher on the quality, probably all the way up to 100. Next, we have resolution. Users can define the DPI, 72, 150, or 300 DPI. If it chose to leave it unchecked, it will use the camera's default resolution. I think just for reference, when shooting with a Canon camera, that's about 96 DPI. Users can also choose to resize their images. So maybe in the case of, I'm outputting these maybe for my website, and I want all my images on my website at 1200 pixels wide, I can define that inside of here. Users will only want to define either width or height. They can choose both, but just note, if it can cause some stretching or skewing of the images if you're not resizing it correctly for the crop dimensions of the image. That's why it's suggested just to input one, either, again, the width or the height. Next, users can choose to add a watermark. Should they wish to do so, you just enable the checkbox, and in this drop-down, you would see a list of watermarks that you'd previously created. To create a watermark, you would enter into the editing tool area. We'll have a separate video showing how to do this. So just reference that if you need to understand how to make a watermark. But again, after you make a watermark and save it as a profile, you will see inside of here the drop-down. And the last, we do have EXIF metadata. Users can create a metadata profile for such things, for instance, as maybe you want to add a copyright to your images. You can create that. That's done in the options area, this gear wheel in the top right-hand corner. You'll save that as a profile, then you will see it in the drop-down, and you can select it, and that will apply the metadata to every single image that is output. The very last option here is replace transparent area. If you're outputting images that are maybe, PNG, maybe did some editing with our background removal tools and took it from a white or a different colored background to a transparent background, and you choose to output as a image format that does not support transparent properties such as JPEG, users can choose to replace the transparent pixels with a specific color. So just be aware of that. And simply from here, if I hit OK, that will output. The last thing I'd like to highlight inside of here would be profiles. So up at the top here, if I click this plus button, I can say Mike's custom profile. And that would mean that it's going to retain everything inside of here directly. So if I hit OK, it's going to obviously output all the images. It's going to do all the resizing, add the XF metadata, just all the kind of settings that I defined. But the nice thing about creating a profile is you can save one or multiple profiles. When you come back into batch saving, you can go ahead and maybe someone comes and changes some stuff inside of here. users can go ahead and select that profile and will remember all the exact settings used last time. If you have any questions, please don't hesitate to reach out. Thank you.